interpreting a Venn diagram of 3 sets. So we already did one video interpreting a Venn diagram of 2 sets. So if we kind of skipped over that one, I suggest go back to it, watch the video, understand how Venn diagrams just work in general. Venn diagrams are always about comparing information. So in this case, it's showing you that this is the members for Spanish, dance, and science club. So I have this circle for Spanish, this circle for dance, and this bottom circle for science. And then they all kind of intercept or overlap. I guess overlap is a better word. So they all overlap on each other. So in this first spot, Ivan is the only one that's in Spanish by himself. That he's only in Spanish club. Then if I come over to this section here, well, that's dance and Spanish overlapping. So that means Alan and Kira are both in Spanish and dance. Jose is only in dance. And if I come down here, Amy is she's in the science bubble and she's in the dance bubble. So she does both. Marie only does science. And then I can come over here to Ravi. Ravi does both science and Spanish. And then these part in the middle here is where all 3 overlap, which means Maya and Greg, super overachievers here. They're in Spanish, dance, and science club. So they're in 3 different clubs. Crazy. All right. So then I would just go down and I would choose, it says, select all the clubs that Jose is not a member of. So Jose is only a member of dance. So I would select, since it says not a member, I would select Spanish and science. How many students are members of Spanish club or science club or both? So I would go Spanish and science. So Spanish and science. Spanish is this first bubble, science is the bottom bubble. So they can be Spanish, science, or both. So that would be all 3 of these students. Because Mary's in science, Ivan's in Spanish, Robbie's in both. Which of these students are in only one club? Choose all that apply. So we kind of already went around when I was going around the outside. So Ivan's only in one, Jose's only in one, and Mary's only in one. So we'd go Jose, Ivan, Mary. If I scroll down to the bottom here. So this is another way to look at it too. It kind of shows you the highlighted area. So we would ignore this area that's not highlighted yellow for that last question. So, oh, you know what? I fibbed to you. So it said Spanish or science. We have to include the overlapping area. So I forgot to include these 4 students. And then I also forgot to include Amy. So I was only looking at these ones for onlys, but we have to make sure we look at the whole bubble. So I would have actually messed you up on that one just a little bit. So total for Spanish or science club would be 8. And then Jose, like I said, we just check these 2 boxes. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. So we have art, computer, or science club. So it says select all the clubs that Mary is a member of. So is a member of. So here's Mary's name right here. So she's in the bubble for computer, but she's also in the bubble here for science. So she's in computer and she's in science. And how many students are members of both the art club and the computer club? So it doesn't say or, they have to be both art and computer. So we need to go, here's art on the top, here's computer on the other side on the top. So we want them to be both art and computer. So this is where only those 2 bubbles overlap. We don't want to go down here because this actually would include science. They only want art and computer, so we have 2. Which of these students are in both science club, but not any other club? So only science, but nothing else. So the only one that applies there, Lisa's down here by herself. So only Lisa. Check. Oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, B. Did I add something wrong? How many students are both members of the art club and the computer club? Oh, you know what? We would include Elisa because it doesn't say that she can't be part of the science club. So I think that was just kind of a trick question there. So let's go ahead and recheck that. Okay, so it was just a little bit of a trick question. I was excluding her because she was part of the science club, but it doesn't say that she can't be part of the science club. Just wants to know which students were part of art and computer, and she's part of both. All right, trick question. Nice. So now we have computer, chess, and art. So select all the clubs that Jose is a member of. So we need to find Jose's name. Here he is. So he's in the bubble for chess, and he's in the bubble for computer. So we have computer and we have chess. All right. How many students are members of the art club, but not the chess club? So we want art club. So we need the whole circle here. So total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for this whole bubble. But then we want them to not be a part of chess club. So anybody in this circle, we have to exclude. So we actually have to exclude these 4. So we only want these 2. So 2. Okay. And which of the students are in all 3 clubs? So remember, all 3 clubs means that the bubbles all have to overlap. So that in order to be on all 3, they have to be in the middle here. So we have Sheen and Lisa. Check. Yay. Okay, one more. So now we have math, science, and chess club. Select all the clubs that Jose is not a member of. So remember, make sure you're reading that. So Jose, and he is a member over here only in math because he's off to the side. So he's not a member of science and he's not a member of chess. So science and chess. And then it says, how many students are members of the chess club or the math club or both? So here we have chess club or math club. So we need to take into account all the bubbles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for chess. And then if I look at math, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had 7 and we had 6. Now if I add those together, I'll get 13. The only problem is I'm counting Gina and Kira twice. So I really only want 11. So I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for chess. I've already counted these 2. So then I go 8, 9, 10. Oh, did I miscount in the first place? Oh, I've already counted Alan too. That's why. So I don't want to count Alan twice, and I don't want to count Gina and Kira twice. So I actually only have 10. So I'm glad I recounted there. So 10. Which of these students are in only one club? So we just want to look at all the students that are just out here in the far bubbles by themselves. So we have Ivan and Rita are only in chess. Jane is only in science, and Jose and Maya are only in math. So the only one we're not checking is Gina here in the middle because she's a part of everything. Check. Yay. Okay, we finished another one. Next.